Hello everyone, welcome to Cause Streams TV. I'm Cause, and I just want to say a quick thank you for spending some time checking out my videos. If you like what you see, hit that like and subscribe button as it goes a long way in letting me know what you want to see more of. Now, let's jump into the video. Welcome back to Cause Streams TV. We are now done with week 3 of Dragonflight. Another tyrannical week, another week of Mythic Plus, and how was it? So far, my experience with Season 4, 3 weeks in, is I'm learning that even in the pug scene, especially like when you start moving up in keys, you would think that people would start improving with their gameplay. They would understand their class a little bit. They would know what to interrupt or when to use defenses when big damage is going out. What I'm seeing is that the more keys I do at a higher level, even those that have a significantly high IO, like let's say anywhere, like not even high, 24 to 2600, it's a struggle. People still don't know how to use their class. I did a Ruby Light Pools 10, and casts are just going off, and everyone's kick is available except for mine. I tried a ROP, a Para, and yet still no one's using their kicks, but 50% of their health is just disappearing. So it's very frustrating because you would think at some point you would learn that, what hurts, what doesn't hurt. But the higher up you go, people just keep doing enough keys that they get the experience of just getting dragged through it and being successful, or they fail many times, but that's okay because they have the time to redo it. The other challenge is that, some of the Dragonflight dungeons, I believe, are some of the most challenging dungeons ever released in the game. Mainly because there are so many mechanics, so many things to be mindful of, whether it comes to interrupts. Add frontals, that is a terrible one. No Cood, Azure Vaults. I've so many times seen people stand in front of the boss in Azure Vaults and get frontaled when the cleave comes out, not knowing that there was even a cleave. And this is in, keys from 8 to 12. So it's been pretty frustrating getting through keys. I'm almost tempted to start like a spreadsheet where I could document the keys that I'm doing, what tank I'm on, what level they're at, and whether they were successful or a disband. One other thing I've noticed this season is the toxicity is real. I was doing a Brackenhide 10, and the chamois lusted on the tree boss when it was at 50%. On a tyrannical week, that's fine. We had plenty of time. But the mage lost his mind and just completely started berating the chamois with inappropriate comments. And then the funny thing is, throughout that key, the mage was the one who was constantly falling over to mechanics, right? And then obviously we didn't time the key on the last boss. He would just stand on the outside, so I couldn't pull the boss, and we'd wait, or I'd pull, he'd die instantly. He'd take a battle res and then run back out. It was really, really frustrating, right? So to me, Season 4 is just, I almost have PTSD from Season 1 and 2 of how difficult it was to pug keys. The dungeons just aren't enjoyable. When players aren't playing well, unless you have a group and you can coordinate and you can kind of chat while you're doing it, this season is probably the least enjoyable when it comes to pugging. So I'm having a really hard time staying motivated to push. There's so many new things coming out. This week we're going to have time running through Panda Remix, WoW Remix for MOP. The raids for MOP are going to be on a 1-day reset, meaning I can run into Mogoshan Vaults as much as I want to try to get Elegon. I can run into Siege of Orgrimmar to try to get the Juggernaut mount. I will definitely be doing that. I'm going to level a couple of characters. I want to do a Lightforged Draenei and probably my Dark Iron Dwarf. It's 58 on live. I may just go do it again in Pandaland during the remix. And then other than that, the Diablo 4 season has started. I have plans tomorrow to play with a friend of mine from work, and we're going to blast out. I'm so excited because Necromancer's minion build is now one of the top builds, and I've been a Necromancer minion build fan since classic Diablo 2. I had a 94 hardcore summon Necromancer in D2 Classic. I've had a 97 hardcore Necromancer in D2 LOD Classic. So yeah, I'm looking forward to go blast D4 with my minion build Necromancer. And now let's actually jump into the characters, the changes, the week, and everything else. Starting off with the Monk, we got a few upgrades on him. We actually ended up getting those Hero Track gloves, which we fully upgraded to 6/6. It's our best stats, so obviously no problems there. Last week we started at 505 eye level. We are now 515, so the Monk has had a really good week. We managed to craft his boots. We've got the Slimy Expulsion boots crafted, and we also managed to craft his wrists, which give us the additional 100% increased damage. On top of that, from the Brackenhide that was a bit of a mess, we actually got Tree Mouse Festering Splinter. We've got Rageheart from our Booleans. And we've upgraded a couple other pieces that we could just, 2 out of 4 mythic and so on, right? So this week, 515, I was doing some keys. Monk feels pretty good now on higher keys. We'll see how it is this week. It is a fort week, so we'll see how that goes. What is it this week anyway? We got fort, afflicted, and raging. Unfortunately, raging is not the funnest thing to deal with, but while we're here, taking a look at our IO, we were just around 2,300 at the end of last week. We finished at 2553. I'm actually okay with that. I managed to get some additional 10s, but mainly focused on like 9s. We did all of our keys this week, so we've got at least 8 or higher for all 3 mythic dungeon slots, and we have all 3 mythic raid slots as well. So I'm looking forward to opening my vault. Speaking of the vault, let's just kind of jump right into that. So there's our eye level. What do we want to open as? We do need those defensive trinkets, but now that I have Treemouth, I think I'm just going to open in Windwalker spec, and let's just see what shows up in our vault. We got some potential for maybe rings, trinkets. Let's find out. Alright, so we have OCE, Mythic Track. We have Mythic Track Shoulders with Avoidance, which we can catalyze. And then we have a Mythic Track Waist, which we're not going to take because I do want to actually recraft my belt at 525. We have the Haste First Ring, which is useless for us. It's too heavy haste. We have the Haste Verse Ring that's heavy on Verse, which is actually our best in slot ring, one of. And then we have our best in slot neck at Mythic Track as well. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the neck I have now, Verse Mastery, just so I can continue to build on my mastery. I don't want anything with haste. My haste is at 7%, which is really high. OCE doesn't do anything for me. I don't need the waist, so I think I'm going to take the shoulders and catalyze them, since that is a significant boost in the amount of main stat I get. Plus it has avoidance, so that is going to be the plan for the monk. And our keystone is a 10 Azure Vaults on the monk. That should be fun, and we do have actually quite a bit of alts to go through today, so let's just jump into the next one. We'll do the DK as he is our main. Alright, and next up we have the DK. So with the DK, I still have 3. I had 5 Booleans, actually, and because I haven't picked something yet, I figured why not have some fun with him. I don't really want to use the cheat death trinket, right? So I decided to get a Manic Grief Torch. So it should be a lot of fun. I didn't really push hard on the DK last week. Did a couple upgrades. Nothing really major with him. We did get Golax out of Raid, so if I want to play some One-Handed Frost, I can. We also got a puzzle box, which we can use. Yeah, so you got a couple like items that I can play around with, but nothing really major in regards to upgrades. We did recraft our rings, so we do have the 525 ring. Eventually, I still want to do the belt, so I have the upgrade. No Lego, obviously. Overall, he felt fine in keys last week. It wasn't a tyrannical week, easy to pull, easy to maintain aggro. It should be a lot more fun now with Manic Grief Torch. I am looking forward to kind of playing with this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But let's just jump right into opening his vault. His item level hasn't really moved from last week. I think he was 505. He's 506. So let's just open the vault. I didn't do any raid on him. He will have the 3 mythic vault slots for at least 8 or higher. Let's take a look at what he gets in his vault. I lied, he only has the 2, most likely because I was pushing out making sure I did the quest to get the 2 Booleans. But we have his tier legs, and we have crit haste wrists, which are a massive upgrade. And my best wrists are actually crafted, so I could probably craft these soon. I'm just going to take the legs and run 5-piece, I think. It's a massive upgrade. Yeah, we start the week off with a 10 Azure Vaults on him as well. I'm looking forward to that. Now let's move on to the next one because we have so many more alts to go through. And let's take a look at the Demon Hunter. I kind of just play this class just kind of for fun. I know it's the meta and it is extremely overpowered. It really is still a joke, but I was playing it just for fun. Got a couple items with our Booleans. We got the ring from Diurna. Really nothing special with the DH. It's just fun to kind of play with my friends, right? Play that meta tank with my friends doing lower keys, and then I can focus on my monk and DH and higher keys. Obviously, yeah, I could play the DH because it's meta, but it's nice to kind of do something different. I think I have all 3 mythic dungeon slots on him. Hopefully I'm not lying to you guys this time, because I did run quite a few keys on the DH. And I'm going to open a Vengeance spec trying to get some of the defensive trinkets. Not that it really matters, but hey. So we have the Crit Haste Ring, Unstable Loop. We have Haste Mastery Back Piece, which is a good upgrade. And then we also have, 509 Hero Track Tier Piece. Which right now I have no tier, but I can catalyze a few pieces. So I think I'm going to take the tier. The ring is really tempting too, though, but my rings aren't bad right now. I already have the loop at a hero track, so there's no reason to upgrade. But yeah, we're going to take the tier piece, giving us an 8 health to start. Let's move on to the next one. And next up, quickly, we're going to take a look at the warrior. I did his 4 mythics to get the 2 booleans. I ended up buying his one-handed weapon, Golak. No really big upgrades on him. Again, he is just a for fun class. Feels fine in low keys. Let's just take a quick look at what he gets in his vault. We have Hero Track Hands, significant upgrade, and we have Hero Track Boots, which are also a significant upgrade. Right, but this is Hero Track. I say we just take the boots because they're more of an upgrade and then see what happens next week. That brings him up to 487. 3 item level jump. Alright, and next up we have the Paladin, 443 eye level. I believe, hold on, I ran a couple 5s with him. Something I do want to say with the Paladin is keys are not made the same. I ran a 5 Brackenhide. There were no issues whatsoever. We timed it, no problem. Big pulls, had a lot of fun. I ran a 5 Ruby Life pulls, and it felt like I was running an 8 or a 9. It was terrible. Like, everything was hitting 10 times harder than in the Brackenhide. Keys are not made the same. So yeah, there's significant difference between those 2 keys, and it's just and this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, is where the gap between how the tuning is and how people need to understand the dungeons in their class, like, it mattered. Even as a paladin, I was doing the kicks, the people knew what they were doing, but everything was just hitting us so incredibly hard. So yeah, keys are not made the same. Tuning is way off for some of these dungeons, making them harder than they need to be. Out of his booleans, same thing with the warrior. He got his one-hander Golak, and I believe he got a neck from that Brackenhide as well. So yeah, he's got some upgrades. He's only 443, but I was running 5, so kind of funny. Let's take a look at his vault. Oh yeah, we did LFR to try to get the weapon, the Lego. I said if I got it, I was going full ret main. No luck though. He's got some hands we could catalyze. He's got a Hero Track chest piece we could catalyze. And then he also has a Hero Track waist. I'm going to take the chest because we can catalyze it. And then I'm just going to park him back out to where we can do more mount runs. And we also did, I was going to try to do 4 keys on the Druid. He is so undergeared. He had a harder time than the Paladin getting into keys. And the Paladin was, Paladin's higher geared. Paladin's actually 460. I was wearing my Org cloak in that video that you guys just saw. But yeah, so he did a key, I believe. It was fine. But I didn't have it in me to run anymore on him. He isn't really a main. I don't know how much I'll play him this season. But I did get a vault, so let's open it. Hey, we got legs. Big upgrade. Take it. And here's something you wouldn't expect. I played a mage. I played a DPS class. And the funny thing is, I was such a low item level I couldn't get any keys. So I went out and bought like PvP gear just to get my item level up. And then I still couldn't get into a keys. What happened is I actually found a streamer who's doing viewer keys. So I followed him and I asked him for help. And he took me to a 3. So yeah, we ended up doing a 3. We got a back piece out of it. Someone traded us, the chest, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so I played a mage. As you can see, I didn't do much damage, but I did play a mage. So let's see what we get in our vault. And we get a weapon. That is a huge upgrade for the mage and really, really funny. The only other thing I got this week is that I got this mount. I bought it from the trading post. No luck with any other mounts. And why do its legs just hang there? It's the weirdest thing ever, but What's the plan for this week? What are we going to be doing? I'm going to be looking at most likely trying to push the IO up a little bit on the DK. I'll definitely do his 4/8 at minimum. I do want to push on the Monk. The Monk has now felt much better. Now that I have Firax, I got a couple more items and weapons. He feels pretty good. So I do want to try to push a little harder on him. See how he does. And then we'll see how it goes. We're doing our Vault raid tonight. We have raid on Thursday. Mop Remix is coming out. Diablo 4 has started. It's going to be a busy week. I'm probably going to stream some D4 tomorrow, some Mop Remix, see how that goes. Yeah, and then I'll just continue mount farming. Hopefully next week we can look over a couple mounts, but that is it for how week 3 went. That is the plan for week 4. Hope the weather for you guys is fantastic, that your vaults have been fulfilling. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. All right, and that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, hit that like and subscribe button to show me that you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.